welcome back if you've been here before. If you're new here, my name is Suzanne and I'm a stay-at-home mom to 3 girls. Today for my video, I'm going to be doing a Thanksgiving prep and planning video series. So this is the first one in the series and I just thought that I would share my knowledge with you all. I have hosted Thanksgiving in a few different houses for many years now, and this is our 3rd year hosting it at this house. I love having people over. I've always loved entertaining. I used to be an event planner. I went to school for event planning. So entertaining and hostessing has been a passion of mine for a really long time. I have tried things that have failed. I've tried things that have been successful. And I thought that I would bring you this video series if you find yourself hosting, or if you just had any questions about having people over, having Thanksgiving dinner in your home. I know it can be a super daunting and overwhelming thing, and the first few times I did it, I felt the exact same way. And I do have to say that even after so many years of doing it, I still get nervous. I still have things that don't go to plan, and that's totally okay because that's life. And each year is memorable, most likely because of the things that don't go to plan, and usually it's just a more fun experience because of it. However, you don't want things to not go to plan if you can help it. So I'm going to sit with you today and go through my video series that I'm posting today and then within the next couple days, so that way you can watch these and maybe it will help you if you are going to be hosting Thanksgiving dinner at your house soon. One of my biggest tips that I can say really is just invaluable when it comes to having any get together at your home is just to plan everything out in advance. It doesn't matter how you like to do it. If you enjoy planning on your phone, if you are a paper planner person, which I printed this out this year to try, and it's just a Thanksgiving planning kit. So I'm going to share this with you in just a minute. You like to have things written out in front of you, and that helps you. Whatever it is that you like to do and however you do it, I kind of do a little bit of both just to help keep myself organized and know exactly what I need, exactly when I need it. Generally, when you start planning for Thanksgiving, you want to start planning at least 3 weeks out. I just feel like it gives me the most amount of time. I kind of break it into a timeline. So the first week, which would be this video, is really just planning your menu, deciding how many guests you're going to have, getting things ready in your home as far as what kind of serving dishes you're going to need, what kind of space you have. This first week is for taking account of everything going on so that you can plan and have everything ready to move forward and have it go as smoothly as possible. I just say plan every single thing that you can, down to what time things need to go in the oven, if there's anything that can be cooked a day in advance that you can heat up the day of Thanksgiving, whatever it is that you need to plan. Planning everything out is my #1 tip. Once you have your plan, then the next thing that you can do is just start to implement it. So when you know how many guests you're going to have, then you can start touching base with them, reaching out to see who's able to come, giving them an RSVP date if you need to. I also am a huge fan of delegating Thanksgiving, so if you have any family members who have offered to bring dishes or help with any of the cooking, then I say definitely take them up on that. So this is a great time to do that. Once you know your menu, which is also one of the biggest steps of the planning process, then you can start to delegate to different family members who's going to bring what, and that is going to make your life so much easier. And it also really allows people to feel like they are a part of Thanksgiving as well. It's a family holiday or a friend holiday, and it's really fun for everyone to take part and feel like they are literally bringing something to the table. Now, I've already mentioned it, but obviously planning out your menu is going to be one of the most important tasks that you will have to tackle in your pre-planning process. Thanksgiving is probably one of the biggest meals of the year, if not the biggest, and the food is going to be front and center stage. So you want to make sure that you know a roundabout idea of what you're going to be making. Maybe you don't have everything 100% nailed down, but you kind of want to start to get an idea of what kind of sides you want to have, dessert, appetizers, obviously the turkey and how you are going to want to cook that. So there's a lot that goes into Thanksgiving Day food that you're going to want to plan out ahead of time. Also, you want to make sure you do your shopping in advance as much as possible, especially if there's anything that are canned goods and things that are going to last you. I do not recommend saving all of your shopping until the week of, because stores are going to be really busy. A lot of things close early for the holiday, and you don't want to risk not having the ingredients that you need for one of the things that you're going to be prepping. I really like to start planning my menu about 3 weeks out, and that way I know within the 2 week to 1.5 2.5 week mark that I need to start doing my shopping now or delegating those food items to other family or friends who might be coming so that they can prepare as well. Nobody wants to be left without anything that they need for one of the biggest meals of the year. Something else that's really helpful to do for Thanksgiving dinner if you're hosting is to just go around your house while you're doing your pre-planning and take stock of anything that you might need to purchase. So having things like extra toilet paper on hand, paper towels, serving dishes that you know that you're going to need, anything along those lines. How are you going to serve your food? Are you using paper plates and plastic utensils? Are you using fine china? All of those things, if you know that in advance, it's really going to help you so that you are going to have less stress the day of because you'll have already thought of it and kind of have an idea in the back of your head of what it is you want to do. Another thing that's important to kind of pre-plan is how you're going to be seating everyone. So are you doing a big sit-down dinner at a table? Are you going to be doing it buffet style? Are you going to have people bring everything for a potluck? How are you going to set that out? Do you need to rent tables and chairs? I really think that thinking about all these things as soon as 3 weeks out so you can get table and chairs from family or friends or rent them from a company if need be, or decide how much serveware. Are you going to need chafing dishes? I mean, these are all things that are just really helpful to know as far out as possible so that you can have everything you need and not be scrambling around at the last minute. So like I said, I usually plan in my phone or I will write things down by hand, but I like to have it on my phone just so I always have it with me. This year, I printed out this PDF file of a Thanksgiving planner. I'm going to show you what it looks like page by page, but I do want to say that this is my first time using one of these. It's something that I purchased on Etsy, so I will leave the link down below if you think that this is a tool that might help you in your planning as well. But I just thought that I would try it. Usually everything gets on my phone, and after a while it just starts to get really piled up and kind of hard to read, and I have to thumb through a bunch of notes pages to see where I left everything. I probably will still use my phone, but having something laid out in front of you in black and white, just so that you can see it and make changes if you need to, and then you can put the finished product into your phone, or vice versa, have it on your phone and then put the finished product in here so that you can have it to flip through. And then you can have this every year. So it was like, I think around $3 or $4 to print this out or to purchase the file, and then I printed it out at home. It's just super helpful with everything that it suggests for you to write down. So I will go through each section with you as quickly as possible just to give you an idea of what it looks like. And then, like I said, I will link it down below so that if you think this is something that you might be interested in using, you can purchase it and print one out for yourself too. All right, so this is the Thanksgiving planner that I printed. They had so many different kinds that you could print, but I just thought this one was simple and still really pretty. So it goes through everything that you could possibly want. If you're on a budget, like most of us are, you have a budget overview, what you're spending on decorations, tableware, food, and any extra things. You can itemize everything. I mean, they have lots of room on this. So they even give you places for miscellaneous because we know those pop up. You also have an invite list. So any of your guests that you have coming, you can go ahead and put their names here. And then here's a guest list as well if you need extra spaces to put that down. And then this is what's really helpful is your menu planner. This is going to be one of the most helpful things for you when doing your Thanksgiving Day planning. So it has appetizers, entrees, sides, desserts, and beverages. If you're going to have any of those things, then you can write everything down here and have this at a glance so you can access it easily and know exactly what's going on. This is also helpful. It's a Thanksgiving cooking supply list. So you've got what dishes you're cooking on this side and then all of the ingredients that you're going to need to make them on the other side. And then there's a couple of those pages. Now I printed this front to back. You obviously can print it single-sided if that helps you as well. So it's got cooking, baking, and then this is what I was talking about, your recipe plan. So anything that you can list make ahead, prep time, oven temp, how many servings, and then the cook time. And this will help you once you're trying to plan the day of or 2 days out, what's gonna need to go in the oven and when. So you're not scrambling like I was. It also gives you a grocery list, a cooking schedule, a serving guide, which is really helpful. So how much of each thing you might want to have for people to eat. It also gives you a drink serving guide. Over here are your recipes. These are really nice. You can even create a folder so that you can have these as a keepsake. So I might print some of these out additionally for our go-to recipes each year and put this in my Thanksgiving planning binder for the next year that we host. This gives you a timeline. Now this goes as far out as 2 months. I don't plan 2 months out, but usually around the 1 month to 3 week mark is where I get started. It also gives you the day of planner and it times it out, which is really helpful. So this is a super type A thing. You might not use all of these pages, but it is nice to have them just in case. It gives you October calendar, and then it also gives you a weekly planner as well. Here's the decor inventory if you have a lot of decor that you're going to be using. I really don't. I will show you what I'm going to use in one of my next videos. That's helpful to have if you know that you're going to be doing a huge meal and you're going to be having lots of decorations in your space. It also does it room by room, which is again really helpful. This is your quick plan, so just something to have at a glance so that you can look at it really quickly, and then it gives you this long page for all of your shopping list items if you need that. Here's your to-do list, and then it gives you a chore list. So this is what I was talking about with your house cleaning that you're going to be doing, so it gives a nice checklist so that you can check these off and then go add anything extra that you might want to get done as well. Here's the November calendar. I think this went with the other one. And then the last page is going to be your notes. And then on the back of the November calendar, it gives you an outfit planner as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and tuck this back where my October calendar was. There. And that's everything. And then you can write down any of your additional notes right here on the back. So again, this is just really helpful if you are one of those extra planning people. This is really helpful to have, and you can keep it in your keepsake binder and have it year after year, so you can always reference it or print a new one each year. So let me know in the comments if you end up using a planner or if you've used one in the past and you find it really helpful, because I'm really interested to see if anybody else benefits from the use of planners like this. Something that I like to do around the 2 week mark is to really start cleaning my home. I don't want to wait too close to the day, but you don't want to do it too far in advance to where things might get really dirty again. So if it's anything deep cleaning, I'll try to take care of that in advance. I like to go touch up the baseboards and wipe down the walls, just things that I don't do during my normal weekly cleaning. And then the week of, I will obviously probably save my weekly cleaning to as close to Thanksgiving Day as possible. Everything will look and smell as nice as it can for when guests come over. Usually I do my cleaning on Fridays or Saturdays. So for Thanksgiving, I will probably do it the Tuesday or Monday. That way it'll be clean enough a few days out, but I won't be rushing to get it done at the very last minute. One of the things that I love to do when I'm hosting is just go around my home and see if there's any areas where I can improve anything. We do have people over quite a bit, but obviously for the holidays, this is a large amount of people, and that's not the norm for us. So I like to just kind of go around my house and find areas where maybe things can be touched up, or I can add things, or maybe put some extra decoration, or whatever it might be my house could use. I don't always really spend a lot of money doing it. Sometimes I'll just shop my house and move stuff around. But if there's ways that I can make things look a little bit nicer or more inviting, then I will try to do that before I host a big event as well. I'm very excited because the company ASOKO Lighting reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in trying out one of their products, which I was really excited to do because it is an under cabinet light bar. My kitchen is very small. I don't know if you've seen it in videos, if you watched any of my previous videos. It is not very big, and it can feel dark and kind of cave-like. There is a window, which is great, but it's one window, and then the rest of the kitchen is completely closed off from the rest of the house. Because of this, it can definitely feel a little bit dark. It can be hard to see sometimes, and when you're entertaining, you obviously want things to feel as bright and welcoming and as just easy to find things as possible when you have people over. So I thought having lighting under the cabinet would be the perfect opportunity to add a little bit more light into my kitchen, as well as just make it easier to see. The lighting options that they have at ASOKO are really cool because a lot of them are for under the cabinet. They also have some different options if you're looking for other things around your home. They're rechargeable, so instead of changing out batteries or having to swap anything out, all you'll have to do is remove the light bar and charge it up, and then it's good to go for the next time. Thought I would go ahead and unbox it. They sent it to me. I have already taken it out of the mailbox, but this is the box that it came in. I'm gonna go ahead and take it out and show you what it looks like. That way you can see it, and then I will show you how it sticks up onto the cabinet. What's really cool, because I have to say my husband was a little reluctant when I told him that I was going to mount something to the cabinet, because he does not like the idea of drilling into the cabinet. The cool thing about this is it comes with some 3M strips, so all you have to do is attach that. Here's the cord to recharge it, and then this is the light bar right here. So I'm going to take it out and show you. It's very sleek. I just really like the design of it. I think that it's going to be perfect because it'll fit up under my cabinet and be unassuming, but still provide much needed light for my kitchen. I'm going to take it all out. It's like it comes with 2 magnet strips that you can just put under the cabinet. It'll attach to the bottom of the light bar, just like that. So you can remove it as needed to recharge. I'm going to show you the area that I'm going to put it, just so you can see what I'm talking about. Now it is daytime right now, so my kitchen is a lot brighter than it would be in the evening, obviously, but it's still definitely much needed. And I will show you what it looks like at night too. This is the area that I want to put it. So it's kind of hard to see. The window is behind me, and it gets pretty decent light during the day because the window shines directly on it, but it actually gets the least amount of lighting over here at night because it's not close to any lights. I do have overhead lighting, but it's not great. So I think having something over here will really help, because this is where I make my coffee, and we use this area for prep sometimes. So I really think that this area is going to benefit from having the light bar. Here's what it looks like on. Now on the back, it does have the on-off switch right here. So it has an on and off, and then it has an auto. There are several different settings of brightness, or you can have like a warm glow or a medium warm glow or a bright white glow as well. So that is also really neat. And now this is with the lighting. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. It is so much brighter. So like I said, you can adjust the brightness, but I think that this is perfect. I love how it just adds some extra light in the kitchen. It is still kind of light outside, but this just looks so much better and makes it feel cozier, and it's just easier to see everything. So I could not be more happy. This is the kitchen with the light on in the evening, but you can just see how it definitely is a bit darker. So I just put it to on. Now you can see how much light it adds and how much brighter it is. It's so nice. Thank you again so much to ASOKO Lighting for sending their under cabinet light to me so that I could have it and try it out and share it with you all. If you're in the market for some under cabinet lighting as well, or just anywhere in your home, kitchen, office, wherever, they did provide me with a discount code, so I will put that down below for you. And again, it's just one more way that you can up your entertaining, add some little extra touches to your home. If you're going to be having guests over and people over, find those places where you can put a few extra touches to make your home more welcoming, more inviting, and just feel more put together. Clearly the Wednesday and then the Thursday of the day of Thanksgiving are going to be your cooking days, most likely. If you have things that you can make in advance, I definitely recommend doing that. We're making a homemade pumpkin pie, so I'm going to try to prepare that in advance and have that in the fridge. But other things, you don't have a choice, and you have to have them cooking the day of, and that's fine too, because that's what makes your house smell amazing, and it's just part of it, which you can't really get away from some things, having to cook the day of. My biggest thing is, once you know your menu, go ahead and try to plan out what things need to cook and when, so you're not scrambling around at the oven. I had one year where we had a potluck and a bunch of family and friends brought dishes over, and everything needed to be heated up all at the same time, and I only had one oven. So needless to say, dinner got a very late start that night because we spent a good probably hour and a half reheating everyone's food that they decided to bring over for Thanksgiving dinner. So don't let that be you. Try to time it out if you can, so at least your stuff is out of the oven, or let them know that they can come at separate times so that people can have things heated and ready to go, and you're not doing like I did that year and having to waste a lot of time on the oven heating and preheating and switching foods out so that everybody's food could be heated and ready to eat. I will show you my serveware as well. I do have a few items that I think are just really nice to have on hand if you're curious, and I recommend just having everything in plain white. I think it's really great if you can start a collection of serveware. However, people don't always have room to store things. We have a very small storage space in our home, so I can't just put tons of extra dishes and things everywhere. So I kind of pick and choose the things that I think are the most important when serving guests, and those are the ones that I have on hand. I also recommend, if you're in that same position, having things that are just a neutral color palette, so creams or whites, so that everything can be used for several different holidays and you don't have 20 different dishes for Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter and whatever holidays you might have. So if you want to do little accents, like I have these adorable leaf accent plates and bowls that I've had for a really long time, these are the things that I'll probably put out to kind of give a nod to that Thanksgiving and fall feel, while not having to go out and purchase a ton of just extra dishes and plates and things that I'm going to have to find room to store once the holiday is over. So that is another huge tip, is if you are just now starting out your collection of serveware or entertaining items, look for things that are plain white that can be multi-use, and that way you won't have to have places to store a bunch of heavy plates and dishes, and these will be not only budget friendly but just storage friendly as well. If you are looking to add any pieces to your serving collection, I highly recommend HomeGoods. They have such great things at such awesome prices. This is where I went to get my charcuterie board, but they have just really great things for entertaining. So if you've never been there before, if you have something similar close by, I highly recommend checking there when looking around for serveware. I thought I would go ahead and share with you some of my favorite serving pieces to use, especially for Thanksgiving, but really anytime you might be hosting. These are just great to have on hand. I showed you my HomeGood shopping trip, and I found this beautiful wooden charcuterie tray, or at least that's what I'm going to use it for. It's very large, it's a great size, and then it also has this kind of raised rim along the outside, so I think that'll be really helpful for keeping everything in place, because if you put it on a butcher block then things tend to fall off. So this will hopefully keep everything contained in the board, but I just think it's so beautiful, and you can use this for any holiday, anything that you might be entertaining for. So I will show you what my charcuterie board looks like. We're going to put it out as our only appetizer this year, but just having a really nice wooden tray like this or around this size is really helpful if you're going to be entertaining a lot and setting things out on the table for everyone. Then it's not only a functional display but a beautiful one as well. I used to have a really large turkey platter and it had a beautiful turkey on it. I got it from a store in Orlando called Old Time Pottery, which I don't know if those are open anymore. I lost that somewhere in our move, which is super sad. I really wanted another platter, maybe not as big though, because it was very difficult to store that. So I found on Walmart for $35 this set of 3 serving trays, and I love it because they're all 3 different sizes. Now my only complaint when I purchased them, the largest one said 15 inches. That's the one I'm going to be putting my turkey on, so it's this size. This is actually really not that large, but the way I see it is I'm not usually serving a massive Thanksgiving turkey that often when we have guests over, so this is actually really a good size to put any kind of main course on, and we can just carve up a little bit at a time, put it on here, and once that starts to empty out, then I can always refill it. So it's nice because I won't have some huge thing that I have to store. I thought it was really beautiful too because they have this kind of detail right here on the top. They have a little bit of a lip all the way around them as well, and I just love the fact that they came in 3 different sizes. So even though the large one is a little smaller than I was hoping for, I just think that these are going to be really useful, and for the price, $35, I thought that was such a great price. These are beautiful, heavy, they're plain white, so you can use these for any occasion, which is great, and I just thought it was a really good bang for my buck. So these are the smaller 2, and they stack really nicely one on top of each other, so when I'm not entertaining I can stack them up, wrap them up nicely, and they will stay hopefully beautiful for many, many occasions to come in the future. I did want to show you my pretty plates that I was telling you about. Now, I have, these will be washed because I haven't used these yet. This is from Cracker Barrel, it says. So this is just a really pretty orange leaf kind of bowl. This would be helpful if you were putting like butter or jelly or any kind of condiment that you might want to have out, maybe even cranberry sauce if not a lot of people eat it, but you still want to have some out for everybody. You can use this for that. And I just think it's so pretty because it has that kind of, it's hard to see in the camera, but it has like the leaf detail in it, so it makes it perfect for fall. I also have this bowl. I don't even remember where I got this. It's not really fall themed per se. It kind of has blackberries on it or something, but I loved it because of the color. It has sort of an iridescent color to it, and I like this kind of amber tone. I just think it works for fall, even though it doesn't really have a lot of fall things. I mean, these might even be pine cones. I think maybe they could be pine cones. I just think this is going to be another nice bowl to have. I think it'll be really pretty to use this year if I need it, so I will keep it out as well. I also have this plate that's a leaf too. It does have a chip on the back of it, which is sad, but I think I might still use it just to put, again, like butter or jelly that I might be sitting out on the table. It's just so cute for the fall season, so I have that one as well. The last thing I have is just another little ramekin. If you can get any of these ramekins, you can usually find them at places like Home Goods, or I'm pretty sure even Walmart and stuff would have them. This one I actually got at the Dollar Tree, which I thought was such a great find because these are so useful all the time. So you can see they're kind of a nice size for any kind of seasonings you might want to put in it, or something to go along with the sides, or if you have a sauce that you might want to put in here with a spoon. This one says, "Leaves are falling and autumn is calling." And again, I got it at the Dollar Tree, so $1.25. It's very heavy, and yeah, I just thought that that was a really great find, so I grabbed this one. They did have a couple more too, but I have some already, but I just thought this would be nice to have for the price. Now, this year I did mention that we are not going to use fine china. I am going to stick with paper plates this year. I know for some people that's a taboo, and Thanksgiving is the time to break out the fine china. I don't have enough of my regular plain white plates because I only have enough for our immediate family, so I will not be able to use those. So what I'm going to do instead is just use paper. I have these plates that I got, oops, I have these paper plates that I got at the Dollar Tree. I thought they were super cute. They have a pumpkin on them, and I love the colors, the orange and the teal. It really matches my decor in my house if you've seen any of my fall decor. I just thought these would be perfect to have out. I am going to get the big oval-shaped, thicker plates for people to eat their actual dinner on, but I thought these plates for $1 would be perfect for appetizers. For drinks, we're probably just going to use plastic cups. So you decide how fancy you want your serveware to be, your dishes. Obviously, if it was just my immediate family eating, then we would probably eat on my white china plates that I have. But since we're having kind of a mixture of a family Thanksgiving and a Friendsgiving, which is what we do every year, then I just usually make it simple and use paper plates. I don't know if that's how you are. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite way to serve guests is for a big meal, but that just usually ends up working best for me, and then that way the only dishes I really have to clean up at the end of it are the dishes that I use to serve everything in. So it cuts down on mess, makes my life a little bit easier, and just at the end of the day, everyone's there for the food more than anything. So I thought as long as everything is displayed beautifully for them to serve themselves, what they're actually eating it on isn't going to matter as much. But if you have beautiful Thanksgiving china or beautiful china to use, I recommend putting out whatever is going to make you feel great at the end of your event. That's gonna do it for part 1 of my Thanksgiving prep and planning series. I hope you found this video helpful. If you are going to be hosting Thanksgiving this year, or maybe you're just curious to see how somebody else does their planning and preparation, I will have more videos coming out fairly quickly. Thanksgiving is about 2 weeks away, which is just crazy to me. I also have my 2-year-old, or my soon-to-be 2-year-old's birthday coming up this coming weekend, so it is a busy month for me, but I'm excited to bring you all of my Thanksgiving hosting content so that you can benefit from that, and hopefully you have some inspiration for your own Thanksgiving holiday, or maybe just pass some tips along to you if you're interested in seeing them. On my next video, I'm going to focus on the food, so I will be bringing you 3 of my sides that I will be making, as well as just what I do to prep my kitchen specifically for Thanksgiving. After that, the following video will focus just on my cleaning and prepping of my house, and then the last minute planning things that I will need to get done for the holiday. I'm so thankful that you stopped by, and I am so thankful that you are here, and I am so thankful for every single one of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos. It means so much, you will never know. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being here. I'm grateful for each and every one of you, and I hope that you will continue to come and watch videos and stop by and interact in the comments, because I just love it, and it makes my day to see everyone and talk to everyone. So again, thank you so much for being here, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video.